What do you think of when you see 1984? You may imagine the dystopian novel written by George Orwell in the 30s. 1984 has become a cornerstone in our modern culture. It depicts the story of a man living in a nation with complete governmental control, under the watchful eye of Big Brother. Throughout its time in the world, the cover for 1984 has been designed and redesigned dozens of times, centering the different symbols and themes, most notably the 2008 reimagined cover by Shepard Fairey. Furthermore, the cover is inspired by constructivism, a movement that took hold in communist Russia in the early 20th century. Constructivists made their renderings look industrial, as they did not believe in art, choosing to showcase simple, bold colors such as black, red, white, grey, and tan. This art style was used for posters and propaganda as a means to further communist ideals. An interesting parallel can be drawn from this movement to the contents of the novel, as 1984 can be compared to a parody of Soviet Russia and Nazi Germany. Staying true to this style, the 2D cover is simple in text. It does not have additional information other than the title and author. The viewer's eye is immediately drawn to the title, then the eye, followed by the author's name. The color palette is simple as well, only featuring 3 to 4 hues. Where the design diverges from constructivism is in the detail. It looks simple at first, but if you take a closer look, you will see that the eye is made up of many horizontal lines. There is also text from the book itself in the white part of the eye. The cover also has this ornate feature here, with 4 stars pointing outwards. Finally, if we come over to the bottom, you will notice a face. This is a nod to Shepard Fairey's Andre the Giant Has a Posse, a piece of street art that he spent years pasting all over the world. 1984 has made its way around the world as well, sparking discourse about the state of many governments. The novel is routinely used as a reference when criticizing overly strict governments, or when human rights are threatened. When a government wants to silence the people, what better way to do that than to keep them ignorant? America has been rumored to be full of ignorant people. Many of them lack the education or the critical thinking to escape predators and fall straight into their clutches. Such can be said about the adoring fans of Donald Trump. Despite his reputation as the notorious shifty businessman from New York, the American people's love for Trump has been spread far and wide. It all began in 2015, during Trump's presidential campaign. Many Americans felt left behind because of the economic globalization and culture shifts. They were attracted to Trump for being different and fell for his promises to restore America to its former glory. From this, the Make America Great Again hat was born. The purpose was to create a sense of unity amongst all Trump supporters, to show that they were a united front, intentionally broad to accommodate as many followers as possible. It has become one of the most recognizable pieces of clothing today, and furthermore, has become one of the main symbols of right-wing conservatism. The origin of this hat is quite the mystery. Despite many hours of research, we could not find who the designer was. It is only natural that Donald Trump claims to have designed it himself, where the true face stays hidden in the shadows. It is only confidently known that Brian Kennedy, the president of Cali Fame Headwear, was responsible for overseeing the manufacturing of these hats. The design itself of this 3D specimen is almost ridiculously simple, featuring a straightforward design with a clear and direct message. The slogan is also in all caps typeface to convey a sense of strength and assertiveness. The color palette is simple and assertive as well, with a bright Republican red cap that draws attention, invokes emotions of power, passion, and aggression. This is contrasted with the all-white slogan pasted on the front of the hat. Though not apparent at first, many comparisons can be drawn between these two specimens. Design-wise, they both are similar in their simple, bold color palette and type. They only say necessary information that can be read from afar. The 1984 cover with its bright crimson title, and the MAGA hat with its simple yet powerful white slogan against the red background. Both can be recognized as the powerful and controversial specimens that they are in an instant. Each specimen features the simple, constructivist-inspired color palette in order for their words to shine through. The MAGA hat opted for only two colors to emphasize the slogan, and the 1984 cover kept the background colors muted against the contrast of the title. The MAGA hat also symbolizes a powerful leader, Donald Trump. Though he is widely hated, he is also widely celebrated as a great American president. Many of Trump's followers worship him in a similar manner to Big Brother. It has come to the point where he is even seen as a religious figure himself, with people praying to him. Similar to the people of Oceania, Trump's followers look to him for guidance and as a role model for their own behavior. They follow like sheep, eagerly awaiting the instructions of their living God. These two figures use their power to encourage violence and hatred. With Big Brother, public hangings are commonplace, where even children delight in the cruelty of the murder of war criminals and other souls who may or may not have wronged him. There have been instances of Trump supporters insinuating the willingness to hang anyone they deem an enemy. The leaders of both of these specimens lead their followers into darkness and extremism. Now, the way these specimens are used and perceived in the world differ in a few ways. With a MAGA hat's simplicity aims for inclusivity and absorption of as many people as possible, the 1984 cover is not as welcoming. Of course, it looks simple and unassuming at first, but contains subtleties that the MAGA hat does not possess. The details on the cover go unnoticed by many and may appeal to the more observant and intellectual. Both specimens play with the concept of identity, however approach it in certain ways. For the 1984 cover, the icon of Big Brother's eye acts as a symbol for surveillance in the novel. The characters are constantly watched, and thus are not able to express themselves. By contrast, the MAGA hat is simple and confident, with an easy-to-understand slogan that people would get behind. There is no room for interpretation with the message. It is clear what the purpose of the hat is: to create a community of supporters that would vote for Trump. It becomes a way to create a sense of identity for his followers. Where the characters of 1984 lose themselves under the watchful eye of Big Brother, Trump supporters gain an identity from following their own leader. They may fall into it when they are not looking, however there is no forcing. People follow Trump willingly, proudly, brandishing their weapons in his name. They become a part of his community, embodying his spirit with their whole self. Being a Trump supporter becomes all they are. And though we may not all follow a person like a god, we must still beware the idols in our life. After all, you are what you worship.